Hey y'all, it's Heather. So it's been a while. Life was busy. We had a heat wave. The microfarm farm was a little bit of extra work. Stuff happens, I'm sorry. Anywho, I did try and review the Watchtower, and quite frankly, when they titled it Worldly Wisdom, I didn't know that I would be pretty disgusted with their blatant obsession with sex. Like, I don't know what's wrong with these people, but I'll just throw this out here before I start my own little version of worldly wisdom discussions. I'm not, no, I can't. J-dubs are for such, they're just, I can't. They have this weird obsession with sex, and I am not trying to elaborate or feed that, because, you know, normal worldly people think they're kind of, I don't know, as a world, I'm an apostate, so maybe I'm different, but I feel like they're kind of bizarre. So I'm going to do my own version of worldly wisdom. And I made a list because I like lists. Because these people are, I don't want to say they're brilliant or wise, but they're definitely con artists. So I want to tell you something, because there's not many people in this world who I've seen who have so successfully gotten people to hand over their own money and their time and energy and their labor to build a property, a building in 3 days. And then when they were done, hand that deed over. How many people do you know have managed to do that? Now, mind you, I've never seen anybody build a building in 3 days flat, complete with wallpaper and carpet. I've never seen anybody else have an inherent problem with mold in their structures, but, you know, when it's free, who cares? Have you ever seen a JW go to a intervention program? Like any kind of drug rehab or AA. I've watched a lot of YouTube videos, and I can't say I have ever seen one. Not that wasn't disfellowshipped. I've seen people who were disfellowshipped and later on they went into a rehab program. Maybe. Because the Jehovah's Witness version of intervention is sitting them in front of 3 elders and taking their entire support system. Their entire support system. Because that's loving discipline. If they want to get right with God, you know, even though they're blackmailing them with their family. And this might be why, like, the suicide rate is at minimum 4 times higher. And I actually did my own little study. At minimum 4 times higher in the XJW community, or the, And then the, I guess the platform that I studied it on was, you know, current and former JWs. So the suicide rate's at least 4 times higher. It might be why. But that is the loving approach. This is the loving thing to do. This is the right way to do it. If somebody is struggling and they just can't get their own self straight, just let them bleed out. They'll come up from those ashes. Watch. That's not the words that they use, but I don't know how else to describe this kind of bizarre logic that they have. I'm struggling with that. Like, that's the other thing too. If your teenagers are acting kind of crazy and foolish, there's scriptures that say that, rebellious children deserve to be killed. That might be what happened to me. So I ran a test too on a social media platform where you can ask for advice. And basically, I had concerns for, on generic terms, me. Somebody I knew. The me I knew when I was younger. At least what I remember, because that was kind of traumatic. The advice I got was unconditional love, boundaries, respect, and patience. This was the worldly wisdom I was given. And you know what? That is absolutely and totally incorrect, totally wrong, because guess what? That is the wrong way to do it. The loving thing to do, according to the only correct religious entity in the world, the ones receiving direct, or so they want to claim until you find that weird article somewhere. The only ones with the correct guidance from God says, once again, to disfellowship and remove everything from them, and they'll get themselves straight because they want to get right with everybody. That worked out great for me. I'd say it's about 14 years later and I'm still in therapy. Well, I just recently started therapy. What else have we got? Bad association for your kids. There's an easy way to fix that too. You can't talk to any of your friends at school because we don't want you to get attached and have this bad association that might turn you away from God, because they're all going to die anyway. That's real healthy to teach your kids. What else have we got? Oh yeah, there's these greedy buttheads out there looking for glory among mankind. You know what they're doing? They're actually giving food and shelter to the lowly ones. Food and shelter. Don't they know Armageddon's coming tomorrow? If they die tonight because they're starving to death, they're going to wake up tomorrow morning in paradise. Maybe. Because if they didn't read a Watchtower, it's not going to work out all that great for them. You can't even read the Bible and not come up with like apostate type thinking. You have to have that Watchtower. I don't know what these pastors think they're doing. They don't even know that they're serving Satan reading the Bible. They need that Watchtower. What else have we got? Oh. Didn't you know you could pray away brain damage? PTSD and trauma causes like structural and functional changes in your brain. But if you have a problem, you can pray that away. You can go on field service. You can read your Watchtower. And if you do that enough, it's going to go away. That structural change in your brain. It's like telling somebody with a broken leg to just pray. Pray. It'll mend itself. I'm telling you. It'll mend itself. These people have got it figured out. Right on down to the sick psycho pedophiles. All the years of shock therapy, intense counseling, the penitentiaries. What else have we got down here? Like the decades and years of study on pedophiles. And all they ever had to do was put them in a library in the back of some moldy kingdom hall with some window washers and a Watchtower and a Bible. That's all they had to do this whole time. These worldly people are stupid. That's what they think their wisdom is. Yeah. And once again on my list, we're back to, they don't even know they're worshiping Satan. They don't even know they're serving Satan. I'm married to a firefighter. My uncle is aunt and uncle are both police officers. Some of our best friends have literally almost died trying to help somebody else. They live their entire lives ready to pick up and go and take care of somebody they've never met before. They're ready to risk it. I can't tell you how many times my husband has almost gotten hit by a car because they want to act like idiots. And in trying to save somebody else and be in service to somebody else, they almost get killed doing it because some selfish idiot is out there and thinks that they deserve to blow past some fire trucks blocking traffic. Police officers getting shot trying to respond to a domestic violence situation. Of which, also, women, didn't you know that if you be quiet and pray, your abusive husband would see fit to to make a change in himself and become more godly? That's kind of on you to fix that. Don't, yeah, good, yeah. Mm-hmm. So these people that are dedicating their lives to the amount of school it takes to be a police officer, the danger that there is in being a firefighter or a police officer or a paramedic, the schooling, the training, the consistent continuing education. All they had to do was read them Bibles and Watchtowers. There's publications out there that mean a lot more to these people. That means eternity. Didn't you know that? That means eternity. And they're busy right here, right now, making a difference. That's worldly wisdom for you. Right here, right now, making a difference, saving lives. That's worldly wisdom. I gotta say, I appreciate that worldly wisdom. Because I love these people. What else have we got? Oh, yeah. You know, blood is a tissue in medical terms. Basically, when you get a blood transfusion, you got a tissue transplant. And they like to use the analogy of putting alcohol in your bloodstream, and you're going to end up getting drunk. Blood has a function. It is a tissue. It absorbs and releases oxygen. It does things. Your body creates it. This is like getting a skin graft. It carries life. And the person who donated blood did not die. It does not mean the sacrifice of life. That's a whole nother topic. We need to move on because my head's going to explode. Whew. Oh, yeah. You only need to understand the Bible. You only need the Bible. You need the Watchtower, y'all. Wait, we covered that part. Oh, and praying the gay away. Yeah, we have another YouTube video out there. What is his name? I don't. It's Germ. I'll think of it. Somebody put it in the comments. Anyhow. Yeah. There's a whole lot of worldly wisdom out there. And I'm not contributing to their Worldly Wisdom Watchtower article because they are a bunch of sickos. So if you got something to add, put it in the comments. I thought it might just be interesting to document some of the ridiculousness that they've got going on, but I gotta go on to work. I'll see y'all later.